Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live's favorites podcast, favorites channel, favorites everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, hit up homage. Hit the Bo Jackson QR code right here. Hit up homage. Make sure you get all your shirts. Like I said, it supports the channel. We guys appreciate you guys supporting the channel using this link before. So definitely keep hitting that up. Like I said, maybe it's the birthday's coming up. You know what I mean? Mother's Day. Maybe your mom's a Raiders fan, or maybe your mom's like a Vikings fan. I don't know. But, we'll make it happen there. You know what I'm saying? We'll make it happen. All right. Also, make sure you hit up the Tape Don't Lie store as well. tapedontlie.store. Okay, so today we're doing a TDL draft show, of course. So I'm doing running back Jamari Taylor from Virginia, and Matt's doing Gracen Halton from Oklahoma. All right, because I told Matt that on the lives, people are very interested why Matt has a 5th round grade. Yeah, because it's like a running joke on the live. When we talk about defensive tackle, we go to your bleacher report.
Okay.
Scatter report. What does Matt have to say about this?
Sounds good. I like it. I like that's how I contribute to Friday Night Live. It's just through my scouting reports that I can't sit there and defend.
Yeah. That's very true. That's a good point. But I gotta have a guy, man. I just don't want to throw out an answer for somebody.
Yeah, no,
it's still part of TDL. You know what I mean? It's still TDL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bleacher report, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I will say we just dropped a new big board. Today's Tuesday, so when this comes out, yesterday, I guess. And I bumped up Grayson Halton's grade. I bumped him up to a 4th round though, so I'm still lower than him than the consensus. I think, like on the consensus big board that I use, he's a top 100 guy. I don't view him in that light. I view him as I view him like Adam Butler. Like I think those two games they're very similar. Where like Adam Butler, he's a decent athlete and pretty quick and nimble and stuff like that. He can contribute as a pass rusher. Grayson Halton also very good on stunts. That's going to be a good part of my breakdown here, which, as we know, Adam is one of Adam Butler's specialties. Mm-hmm. But him, though, like if you look at my report, like one of the things I might like knock on him in the intro is he plays a finesse game at a violent position, where like his run defense, like he had like a 86.9 like run defense grade. And I think when I was looking at that earlier, I want to say it was like top 5 among all defensive tackles in FBS last year. Yeah. Uh-huh. So he was certainly productive, but it's like he wins doing things like working around blocks or like kind of like making guys miss and on stunts and line games and whatnot. And that's a good like ancillary thing to have. Like it's a good like change up that you can kind of have in your bag, but that's the primary way you win. Mm-hmm. I get a little weary of that and that transferring to the NFL. So I view him again similar to Adam Butler, where like we saw this past season with Adam Butler, where they gave him a bigger role and let him be like more of a full-time starter, and it wasn't the same type of guy where you just can't rely on him to make plays and hold his gap consistently in the run. And I kind of view Grayson Halton in the same way. On top of it, he has short arms too, which is kind of a sticking point for me. Like Butler actually has a little bit more length than he does, than Grayson Halton does. So that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm a little bit lower on him. But that being said, I do think he can be very good in that role of being like an interior pass rusher. So if you're looking at for the Raiders to draft him, especially moving to more of a 3-4 base type of scheme, I do think he can play that 4-eye, that D tackle, that D tackle DN type of hybrid type of position. But again, I just view him as more of like the pass rusher, and that to me is just not a top 100 pick worthy, especially if you're the Raiders, where you need starters, you need guys that contribute at a handful of different positions. So like that's why I have the 4th round grade on him. Part of it for BR is on our scale. 4th round grades are role players. Yeah. And that's just kind of where I'm at, where like if he's available, if I end up being right and he ends up falling in the 4th round, okay, yeah, I'd be comfortable taking him. But again, when you're talking about a top 100 pick, I just don't see him contributing on every down on a consistent basis to really warrant that high of a selection. So I mean, we'll see where he ends up going. It's just I don't like defensive tackles that I worry about their anchor and their play strength to be able to hold their gaps. That's a sticking point for me. a few years ago, I was lower on Kalijah Cansey for the same reason. Now it's still higher on Cansey than I am with Grayson Halton. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I saw what people were talking about with Cansey of like the pass rush ability and the quickness and all that stuff. But when we're talking about, the whole picture, that was something I thought was missing in this game. And I kind of view Halton in the same light, just to too below what Cansey was a few years, who obviously was the first round pick, and you're not going to find a mock draft with Grayson Halton in the first round.
No.
Like I do respect his game. I do kind of like what he's good at. It's just what his skill set is, to me, spells a guy that's probably going to come off the bench and mix it up in passing situations versus someone who's going to be an every down starter for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you because, a couple of times I watched him, he does have some issues like against the run where you can kind of tell that it's not like a pure defensive tackle way to play the run. So I do agree with that. Like when I've watched him a little bit, I haven't watched too much of him, but when I have, I noticed that. I noticed that for real. So.
And what's frustrating for me is I feel like he's super top heavy because his upper body, like he has like the strength to like lock out offensive linemen. Like there's some pretty impressive reps from that standpoint, but he plays pretty high, even though he's only 6'2" and under 6'2". And he has a narrow base too. And I think he's kind of got skinnier legs. So that's part of like where it's at, or it's frustrating for me. It's like, dude, I could see you just bench press guys, but again, when you're taking on double teams or taking on a down block or something like that, I just don't trust him in that regard.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm doing Jamari Taylor. So Jamari Taylor is the running back from Virginia, right? He is perfect for Kubiak's system. He is a zone, extraordinaire is a word I would say. He's built in the zone that they ran zone 70% of the time. So at Virginia, so he is an outside zone, inside zone guy. I do have a couple power reps here, but like it's just not a lot. Just it's some kind of form of zone he's running. Either it's inside, whether that's outside, whether that's mid zone. It's a mixture of all of it, and he does a pretty damn good job at it. Like he has a great one cut ability. He does a good job of setting up the blocks. Make sure that he sees things quickly too. He reads it really quickly too. So, and he does a good job of staying skinny in the hole, and he can basically do a lot of jump cuts in tight spaces. So he is somebody I like to watch, and somebody I think is just so under the radar as you probably can get him in like the 5th round or maybe even the 6th round. Like he is a day 3 running back, but like I don't know how high he is going to go with this kind of this running back class getting pushed down, right?
Yeah.
And there's like maybe guys that might be a little bit more heralded than him, because I feel like running back is the position where people like you to make headlines for us to draft you high. Like you have to be like a Ashton Genty or a Jeremiah Love or like a Bijan Robinson or you know what I mean, Christian McCaffrey's when you're coming out of college to really be that guy to kind of not fall, right? That's why you see a lot of running backs. Like I was high on Devin Neal last year. He was 6th round, Devin Neal.
He went way later than I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah. So that's how running backs are kind of viewed. So I think it's somebody that they could probably get later, like a 5th or 6th round guy that I think can come in and really help you out because he has 3 down back potential. He blocks really well, catches the football really well too. And he fits the system. Like if they were waiting on a system fit guy, like if Kubiak was looking for that guy, like this is one of them, right? I mean, I would say the other guy who runs as much zone as him is Jonah Coleman. Jonah Coleman has that ability to kind of run a lot of outside zone. That's what Jeff Fish did with him. So he kind of fits the mold too. But I just feel like it's a little rich. I think Jonah Coleman, like I said, we're talking about names a little bit. I think he's a little bit more of a brand name at the running back position where he might go in the 3rd and 4th round, right? And I think overall he's a little bit more production than Taylor overall, but I still think Taylor's a really good player. He's like a very underrated back, in my opinion. Like I feel like I could say this because Arian Foster didn't get drafted, but he reminds me of Arian Foster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think. Yeah, wasn't part of Aaron's issue like was a lack of long speed or something like that coming out of college?
Yeah, I think Taylor's a little faster than him, but even then, I mean, Arian Foster had some long runs. It wasn't like he didn't have these big runs. You know what I mean? Like, but you see Jamari Taylor have as well, but Jamari Taylor has as well, but it just reminds me of that, just the way how smooth he is in outside zone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. for sure. I mean, again, if he is going to be a day 3 guy, I feel like that almost like fits better with the Raiders because with what they're looking for. I mean, I was just talking about it too. Like you're talking about a role player when we're talking about these RB2s, and those are the type of guys you can find on day 3. So I was just looking at our big board at BR. We got a 6th round grade on him, 5.9. So that's like the high end of that. So it'd be an interesting one to see where he ends up landing. And if he is available that late, then hey, even better.
Yeah, I was looking up. I didn't know he was an HBCU guy from North Carolina Central.
Oh, okay. So, I saw too. It looks like he's a grad student. So is he older? That could also push him down.
Yeah. I think he's a little bit older.
Yeah, especially when it comes to running backs.
Yeah, it has to be like 23 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But in other Raiders news, Jordan Meredith is back. So is Charles Snowden. Officially, they're officially back here. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's not much. It's funny with Snowden. Like Kwity Paye is kind of like the better version, like the extended version of him, or the high level version, I guess, of you will, of Charles Snowden. Where like Snowden actually he started a handful of games in the second half of the season, where he was just basically playing like that stand up edge role and playing on rundowns. He'd play on like the first and second downs. So I think they get that guy back, but when you have Kwity Paye, who that's kind of like his claim to fame, and that's his biggest strength. And then on top of it, you have Kuntz coming back as the pass rusher. I don't really know if Snowden's going to have much of a role, if anything. I mean, he's probably going to be a guy that has been this way throughout his career that's going to be fighting for a roster spot. Whereas like Meredith, there's a chance Meredith could start. I mean, a good chance Meredith could start because obviously you have JPJ at one of the guard spots, Linderbaum at center, and then it's kind of a battle between probably Meredith and Caleb Rogers. And you probably even argue that all 3 of those guys are in a competition, especially with how much JPJ has been struggling to stay healthy throughout his career. So I think it's good. You get some more competition in there. Again, you don't have to draft a guard, I don't think, in this year's class, because you have a guy like Meredith coming back. You have the young guy in Caleb Rogers who's developing, and a young guy in JPJ. So I think it was good to bring him back and at least see if, hey, maybe they can kind of recapture some of that magic that he showed in 2024. Especially in that second half of the year when he took over that starting spot and looked like a promising up and coming player.
Yeah. And when I like Jordan Meredith. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good role player on this team. Like he can obviously if you need to play center, he can. We saw he can play center. I think he has a lot of issues with play strength there, and he just in the run game, but he still is a good pass protector overall. I think he can be a good pass protector. You can talk about him in the run game a little bit if you want to, but as pass protection, he's set. But the battle is between him and Rodgers, right? If they go that route, if they don't draft somebody, if they draft somebody, we're gonna have a different conversation at this point. I mean, you brought back Meredith, right? You got Caleb Rogers. You didn't do anything in free agency at guard. I mean, I guess so they got Burford there too. I forgot.
Yeah, that's right, Burford. Yeah, I keep forgetting the Spencer Burford.
So you draft the guard, like I mean.
I feel like that confirms that if they draft a guard, someone's getting cut. Someone's on the move.
100%, right? Or it says a lot about Caleb Rogers if they draft a guard, right? Yeah. What they think about Caleb, but yeah, that's gonna be an interesting part with that. And then Charles Snowden, like he's just Charles Snowden. You're just talking. He's gonna have a good preseason. He's Charles Snowden. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'll be doing breakdowns on him in August. Like, maybe,
yeah. Preseason material, Charles Snowden. Another thing, I want to ask you this question, Matt. What do you think? Since we're kind of on the topic of drafts, what do you think of them? All this wide receiver work they're doing. I swear, every visit they have done has been Zachariah Branch, Ted Hurst, Chris Bell. Which it makes sense because of medicals, right? That one makes sense because of medicals for me. Mm-hmm. But we got Bernard, right? They met with Bernard. They met with. I'm sure they met with Omar Cooper, right? Yeah. I'm sure, right? Just all types of visits here. What do you think about this?
Either they're really trying to sell that they're going to target a wide receiver at 36, or where there's smoke, there's fire. Because, like you said, they're bringing in a lot of those day 2 type of receivers that you could get in maybe not the second, but the third round. Jeremy Bernard's guy we broke down a couple of weeks ago. And I know you think maybe he might end up going in the back of the second round, which could be an interesting one. So it's it's wild to me because I think we talked about it before. Like that tells me that they really are not sold on. They're definitely not sold on Dante Thornton because they keep bringing in the big X's, and then on top of it, what's Jack Betch's role? Because they already have Taylor. They have Jalen Naylor coming in or signed, and then on top of it, you have Trey Tucker there. Like, is Trey Tucker going to get moved? Yeah, like I said, either they're doing a great job of really selling that they want a wide receiver and trying to get people off their scent of what they're going to do. Excuse me, on day 2 of the draft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or there's something there, and I kind of feel like it's the latter, where there's something might be there where they like somebody in that second or third round, because the fact that Branch is so good after the catch, which as we talked about before, is something that's huge in the Kubiak / Shanahan / McVay West Coast type of offense. Like that tells me that they are very into this wide receiver class in the middle of it.
Yeah, Rashid Shaheed, right? Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed is basically Zachariah Branch. It's basically the same player, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, because they're not the best route runners in the world, but you can get them the ball in their hands, return kicks, probably run some deep routes with them. They're basically kind of the same player, in my opinion. You got to work on his Branch has to become more defined as a route runner. Because I've thought about doing Branch in the show, but it's just his film is just like. He's ran 7 routes all year. I had to seriously search for the 7 routes.
Screen or go ball, screen or go ball, screen or go ball.
I thought about it. I was like, I don't know what to show you guys. I can't. It'd be a very short breakdown. I have to do 2 guys with him.
Yeah.
If I did that with Branch, but yeah, man, Concepcion, right? It's I feel like 67. When I see Chris Bell, I feel like 67 is that sweet spot. They're really gonna go that route. If it's not at 36, right? Unless they trade back or something, I don't know. But man.
That would be the one guy. Like if they do get a Chris Bell, maybe it's to contradict myself a little bit. Maybe some of those other guys are safe because Chris Bell, we don't even know if he's going to be ready to go for the season, right? He tore his ACL in November.
Yeah,
and late. No, it wasn't in I think it was it wasn't the ACC championship because Louisville didn't play in it, but it was one of the last 2 regular season games or something like that he tore that knee. So if it's Bell, I mean, I guess you can convince yourself that maybe they're just trying to invest in someone in the future, trying to get maybe a replacement for Trey Tucker since he's going to be entering a contract year this year. But yeah, it's the wide receiver infatuation is interesting from Kubiak and Co. Because I think you're right. I think he probably watched some film and was like, we gotta get some more talent in this room.
Yeah. Chris McKellen too had a visit. It was some of these top 30s. Jack Dingle.
What position? That's just I kind of hope they draft him just from
the inside linebacker. Jack Dingle, Cincinnati.
The other guy. Okay, I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dalen.
He tested something crazy. I remember that. No.
Yeah. Dalen Everett, the cornerback from
Georgia. Out of Georgia.
I watched him. It was funny because Chris Brazel was just murdering the other corner, and then at the end of the game, they put Everett on him, and he kind of quieted Brazel a little bit. Yeah. So I got some respect. He's a pretty good corner. He's a pretty good guy. Pretty good player. Yeah. Not really got break ball skills, but he's a Georgia corner. Do they really suck if they're draftable? What I'm saying? When I was watching, I was like, what Georgia corner sucks in the NFL? Eric Stokes he's solid, right? I mean, he's probably the worst one. Tyson Campbell, right? Kwame Lassiter,
Jamari.
Oh, Kamari Lassiter, Jesus Christ. Lassiter.
Yeah.
Oh man. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anybody else.
Keely Ringo wasn't very good. But he was I think he ended up being a 7th round pick, but he had a lot of hype going into the year.
So 4 out of 5, I think it's a pretty good hit rate. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're gonna make me play devil's advocate here, but Eric Stokes did sign for 1 year, $4 million after getting cast away by the bounce back.
He's had good moments in the NFL. He had a great rookie year, and then he kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah. He's a starter now. He's a start. He proved himself as a starting caliber corner in the league last year. But
all right, let's get this a great.
All right, so I'm gonna start with a few clips of him against the run here to get this out of the way, and hopefully you guys will kind of see what I'm talking about a little bit. Where again, he makes some nice plays as against the run, but it's mainly with like more finesse versus just kind of beating blocks. Like you're going to see here, like he's going to be on the backside of I think this counter call from Missouri, and Oklahoma's going to slant their defensive line strong, so it actually ends up working out in their favor where they're slanting it into the play call, and that helps out Halton because he's just going to kind of attack this center, and like you can see some of the pad level issues I'm talking about right here, and he's able to win with this little arm over move. So again, he beats the center here, and this is a good job, and ends up making a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. But this is also something, again, you want more of a changeup or the curveball than like the main way, the staple that you win. We'll see that arm over as a pass rusher too, because that's one of his best moves, I think.
Yeah.
Now this one was one of the better ones I saw from him that on tape. Again, Oklahoma, they slanted their defensive line. They had their guys moving a lot because they had a lot of guys like Halton, and he does a great job of just playing into the guard. And the one thing I like about him that can kind of help mitigate those short arms is he's quick to get his hands up. Like you'll see him here, like he manages to like get his hands up quick and then get it on that tackle's chest or on that guard's chest. And this time does a better job of staying low and playing with leverage. He's able to get into that block, get some penetration, and then escape to go get the tackle for loss.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones too. This one against Brailsford. The one thing I will say is Brailsford's issue is play strength too. So this is it's kind of a weakness on weakness, and he ends up working out in Halton's favor. But this is also what I was talking about in the intro of like where it's frustrating because his upper body strength to be able to shed this block and just basically throw Brailsford to the side there is impressive. It's just the lower half that I have more concerns with. Ends up making a goal line stop there.
Side note, I'm a big fan of Caden Proctor. Just side note.
Oh yeah, you are. You're bobbing when everyone else is weaving.
Yeah, I like. It's just even though I would never, I probably wouldn't draft him Alabama tackle, but he has good films. Right? Yeah, I like it.
All right, good to know. Good to know. There's another one that's more finesse play from Halton. Like you're going to see a little DT twist here, and where this 3 technique's going to slant into the center, and he's going to loop around. The one thing I do like that he does, again, he's pretty good on these stunts just overall, is he disguises it well by like engaging with the center, but at the same time, not like just firing off the ball and getting into him. Like he's just kind of like staying more measured, and again, gets those hands up quick so that he keeps the center off of his body. And when he goes to take on the left tackle there, it's kind of more of the same, where he gets the hands up and keeps that tackle away from him and maintains that extension. So when that running back like starts to cut back because that 3 technique knifes in there, he's in a great spot to escape and then go make the tackle at the short of the, or right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you can tell it's high pad level though. Like that's just the first thing I've been noticing. So I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
And when you're sub 6'2" and play with a high pad level,
makes no sense.
Makes 0 sense. Moving on to where he's going to win. Again, this arm over move I think is his best move to be able to beat blocks one-on-one. Like you see on this one, he actually attacks the guard and beats the guard with it. But with South Carolina sliding their protection left or to the defense's right, like the center ends up picking him up, but still managed to win and beat the center. Is one thing I really like too, is like he keeps his legs moving through contact here as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
And then ends up flushing Sellers out of the pocket and making Sellers get rid of the ball.
Yeah, that rep is all motor to me. That was just pretty motor.
Pretty much. We'll see an even better one from the motor too.
Okay.
Little arm over. And what I like about this one too is like how he sets this up, right? Like he's slanting into the A gap, and you're going to see him start to work there initially. And then he kind of like pretends like he's going to engage with the center right about here. And he gets square and starts working up the field for a couple steps and gets that center to stop his feet, which is going to open up this pass rush lane and set up that quick win with the arm over. Problem is Owen Heineke just gets ridden into him to be able to get a clean win, and that right tackle was able to help. But like you can see, again, you can see just the quick win with the arm over move. He's really good too. Like we'll see a better example of it in a few here. Really good at getting the back shoulder and pulling that down on the offensive line. See it there. I think we got one coming up here from the other angle that'll highlight that. Yeah, I think it's this one. He gave Texas a center a run for his money.
He had a rough day.
Yeah, had a rough one. again, this one's a little bit different. One thing I like about this is they're kind of scheming up to get him in the one-on-one. They're going to pinch both defensive ends into the B gap, which is going to bring the guards out. So it's just him in the center one-on-one, and obviously lined up as a zero technique nose tackle. He's going to have a two-way go from the jump. Again, just does a great job of two. Like,
yeah,
I'll see if I can slow this down enough. Watch his, like, you can see it from this arm the best. Watch how he just starts that move by boom, knocking that center's hands down.
Yeah.
And that gets that center in this awkward position, right? Because he can't land his punch. And then this is where he's able to get that back shoulder and then make that even worse. Pull that down. And on top of it has the hip mobility and the movement skills to be able to clear his lower half.
Yeah.
And go get a win, go flush Arch Manning out of the pocket. So yeah, it's a nice little quick win, boom.
Yeah, it just punch him in the shoulder.
basically. Yeah. On top of it too, like his secondary move, he just kind of wins with his get off and a nice little rip. Again, going up against Brailsford here. Gives him a run for his money in most of the game.
Yeah.
Ends up winning with that rip and getting some pressure. I think 10 got the sack on that one against old Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
This one he got held like crazy. But what I liked about this too is like you're going to see this tackle kind of work wide and overset, and he just crosses the face and ends up winning on the inside.
Yeah.
Although I will say this is more blitz than a read from him, because you'll see the seven's going to blitz in that B gap. But again, with that get off.
Yeah, get off the rip too.
Yeah, get off and just nice little rip, flushes Sellers or forces Sellers to step up. And I couldn't. I don't know how that didn't get called.
It didn't get called?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I said they just let him hold in college. It's crazy.
A lot of times too, especially when you're working the rip. That's why I think you see some guys not even bother with it. But this one I like too. This one's going to be a little stunt that they have. The Oklahoma did this a lot too, where they'll run like twists with him and the linebacker.
Okay.
What I like about this is like he doesn't end up being a robot, because South Carolina, they're going to slide their protection to the right. So that means the guard's going to slide into the A gap or right where he wants to go. But if you notice, that guard oversets, and especially with this tackle sticking and trying to block 52, I believe works wide. Yeah, he works into that C gap. Now he's got a bigger pass rush lane. So while he's technically responsible for the A gap here, he just adjusts his path and then wins with that rip move. The one thing I will say, we got to finish this, man. We got to break down and bring this guy down. I know Sellers is a mobile QB, but we can't get run by like we stepped on the banana peel in Mario Kart or something. But at the end of the day, we technically get the sack as a defense because Sellers runs out of bounds. But again, just like the read here and the adjustment, boom, hit that rip move, and win around the edge. Also, watching this game, I have no idea why Sellers went back to South Carolina.
Me either. Yeah, that would have been interesting. That would have been a fun conversation for us. I'll tell you that. Yeah. All right.
This next one's more of a one-off, but this is again another example too of what I was talking about with the upper body strength. Nice little push-pull move here. Like just does a great job of getting the extension and like getting this guard on his heels and then snatching him down.
Yeah.
Obviously balls out quickly or balls out too quick, but again, that's just part of the frustrating part about him is just like you see those nice plays with his upper body strength, and then just doesn't quite transfer to his lower half. Yeah, again, this one more pass rush motor than anything, but another part of his game that I like. Again, doesn't win, gets chipped by the guard here, but once Sellers is trying to leave, he's in a great spot to go get the sack. Again,
he just strikes me as a guy who doesn't like playing the run. I feel like that's what it seems like. Because
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's what he's just going really hard at the pass rush. You know what I mean? Like, that's all.
Balls to the wall. But again, this is what I was talking about earlier with the line games. He's really good as a penetrator. Like you'll see him just kind of slant on this little DT twist where he just does a great job of attacking the center.
He's violent right there.
Ends up getting the sack on. Ends up getting the sack on that one. Does get a little help here from the nose too. Nose does a good job of selling that.
Yeah.
You can see just the violence and how he attacks guys as the player, the penetrator. Another good example here on this one. Just beats this guard from Texas. And what I like about this too, like, is watches like his inside hand here. He does a great job of, again, just getting it on that shoulder. And this time he's going to work a little hump move. So when he engages with the bull, he's got the strength to kind of just knock this guy off his path and off his base, and forces that ball out. Forces Arch into the check down. Again, I mean, more of the same on this one.
Yeah,
just attack the center. Great job just creating chaos. And on this, what I like about this too is like he takes the guard with him, and that's going to free up Zero as the looper to also be able to get pressure. He does a good job. Like his path on this one's really good. Like he's attacking the center here, but he's still staying like engaged or close enough with the guard that he's going to draw that guard with him. Like, right. Like he's still on the guard's inside shoulder.
Yeah.
As you can see, he's going after the center. And on top of it, I missed this the first time. We get a little 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Get both the O linemen on the ground.
I remember Zero killing this game. Like he just was a monster this whole game. They could not block it. You know, this, probably the stunts, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think it was a lot of the stunts, and again, Oklahoma's whole D line just kind of dominated South Carolina. But more of the same on this one. I mean, this one really does a great job of drawing that guard with them. Again, just doing a good job with his path of just staying between them more than anything, and making sure that he can draw 58 with them. And on top of it, when you can beat the center and kick the center's ass like that, 58 doesn't feel like he can pass it off. That just makes Zero's job a little bit easier. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Another good example of this one. This one was actually my favorite. This is what I call a grown man stunt. Because you're going to see him do a great job of pulling the center with him, like I've been talking about, and that's going to free up 11 to have that pass rush lane. Like, right? 11's got not quite a free rusher because the center picks up on it a little bit, but he draws the center up enough with him that 11 can kind of already get penetration and kind of knife through there, and both that guard and center end up being late to pick it up. And on top of it, going back to Halton, what he does well, just attacks that inside shoulder of the guard, and has the strength, physicality to be able to beat him inside and create that soft inside shoulder. And then now the running back goes to pick him up. And I mean, that's obviously just complete size mismatch. Just toss him aside. And then because we got some penetration here with number 11 blitzing through the A gap, Sellers has to roll out of the pocket, and that sets up Halton perfectly to get the sack. So I don't know if I've seen many plays where or line games where the penetrator sets something up for someone else and then ends up setting him up for himself to get a sack. But here's one of them.
Yeah.
And hit the sack silly. I like it. A little fist bump. Like what would this be? Circa like early 2000s Jersey Shore hitting the club?
I don't know. I think it's another dance. I don't know. I think it's
another dance. Okay. Something I'm not cool enough to know.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I just love getting reminded that I'm out of touch.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good,
man. Another one too. This one killed me from Owen Heineke, who I do like Heineke as a very late round pick, but
yeah,
again, this time a little bit different, lining up as an edge, really more than anything outside of the offensive tackle here. He does a great job of just drawing that tackle with him, drawing the guard with him. Like he attacks the guard's inside shoulder, keeps it vertical. And then kind of uses his suddenness and change of direction to win inside. And as you can see, that gives Heineke a perfect opportunity to go miss a sack.
So it's hard. He started to take down, man. It's hard to take down.
Yeah, I just watch the reaction of this too. He knew it. The hands on the head, but
yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I hope when you guys watch that, you saw what I'm talking about with the Adam Butler comparisons of like can win with finesse as a run defender, and again has a couple pass rush moves that he can win with, can get some pressure, and is pretty damn good on stunts where he can really like kind of open things up for other players, and on top of it too, kind of create havoc on his own. It's just again, how much value do you put in that trait to where you want to take him? So. If the Raiders trust him, if John Spytek and the coaching staff trust him against the run a little bit more and they think they can work with them, then yeah, maybe he ends up being a 3rd round pick. But for me, just from what I've seen, like I wouldn't touch him before the 4th round, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying, right? Because I mean, he is a pure pass rush defensive tackle. That's really what he is. I mean, he is that. I mean, even when you looked at his stats, and I remember we did like a whole defensive tackle breakdown analytics on just Stats Baby show we do on Mondays. He was like topping all the pass rush stuff, but like the run stops and the percentages were low. You know what I mean? So it kind of just shows that. I mean, the stats back up what you're saying, and so is the film, in my opinion. So, but yeah, but I have a side question: who is the best pass rushing defensive tackle in this class?
Well, Caleb Banks, when his foot isn't broken. That's proven to be a challenge in the last year. I think Caleb Banks would probably be the best because with his size, he can win with power, and then he's pretty damn nimble when he is healthy. That he can move, especially for being, I think, weighed in at 330. I mean, he killed the combine, put up like a pretty impressive numbers at the combine, and he did the whole thing at 330 and with a broken foot. So I think he's probably, if you're looking for that pass rusher, he's your best bet. My comp for him is another Florida guy, which is Gervon Dexter, where if you watch Gervon Dexter, in fact, I did the breakdown on Gervon Dexter before the Bears game. Dexter is really good as a pass rusher and pretty nimble and pretty quick for his size, which I think you can apply to Caleb Banks too.
Okay, interesting. Just one of your thoughts on that.
Yeah. All right, it's not a great like pass rush class.
That's what I was thinking.
That's why there's so many like nose tackles that are getting eyed.
Like, who could rest a passer at D tackle in this draft?
So for our Bleacher Report big boards, we do like superlatives, and one of mine is going to be best pass rusher for the D lines guys. And like now that I have a better picture of Caleb Banks, I just go with him. But like for like the first few times we did it, I literally just stared at it. Like, I don't know who to pick. I don't know who to go with. I think I changed it like every time we did a big board until I realized like, oh no, it's Banks for sure. But yeah, it's not a great class if you need some interior pass rush help.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because I can see why people put Gracen Hilton higher, because when you're watching defensive tackles and you're watching it, he's making these flashy plays as a pass rusher. You're like, oh, I mean, we need pass rushers at these tackles. So you know what I mean? Wow. Yeah,
that's another good point. That could help push him up the board. If like he's one of the few guys that can get interior pressure, then he might get a little bit of boost.
Yeah. All right, let's get some Jamari Taylor. All right, so this first one here, start with a little inside zone, I believe, on this one. Yeah, get some inside zone here. Right now, this is what I'm talking about, him just getting skinny. Because I mean, this is not this is like maybe an 8-yard run, right? But what I like is his eyes. You see his eyes kind of eyeing the linebacker here, right? Which kind of brings this linebacker to this area, right? I mean, this kind of brings this linebacker over there and sets it up for this guard to get to the second level, right? So you watch it. This patience, or the tackle to get to the second level, the patience that he has right here, right? Because he keeps his eyes on him. And then, you see this hole opening up. You see 12 kind of really shift over to that gap right there. But all it does is set up this block for this tackle. And he's able to kind of just give a quick little jump cut right there. And then kind of get upfield and get about 8 yards. So it's a nice run right there. A little bit of eye manipulation on stuff, right? I mean, that's what I like to see at running backs. I'm a big eye manipulation guy when it comes to running back. All right, so here when we get a kind of fake toss, kind of pure power run, what I like about this one too is you kind of can see it. He's playing with 12 again a little bit here as well. So he says he gets 12 to commit, right? And then he's going to hit this gap right here, right? So basically, he kind of sees this gap is open, right? You can kind of see it, and he's kind of sets up this linebacker 12, who's just he was messing with all day on this film, as you can see. And 12 just goes right into it, right? Gets blocked up there, and he's able to kind of burst through that hole right there and get to the second level here. Boom. Second level, break a tackle, right? 34 had a good clean shot at him. Didn't matter. Nope, right? Breaks that tackle right there. Gets about 8. So
yeah, you can tell.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, you can tell on this one he's got some shiftiness to him.
Yeah, you have 55 missed tackles forced.
Ooh, so, okay.
So yeah, he can break some tackles. That's for damn sure. All right, so this is a touchdown right here on this one. This inside zone as well. You can see just how shifty he is. It's just smooth. That's why it reminds me of Arian Foster, because it's just everything's just so smooth. It doesn't even look like he's running that fast at times. It's a little faster. So you get a little split zone here. And what I like about this one is kind of the same thing. Like he's eyeing this. You see the safety starting to drive. You see his eyes are at. He has the safety kind of driving down, right? And what this does, it also gets this linebacker here to commit as well, which allows 76 to get up to the second level and block that linebacker. And then when he sees that, he does a good job of jump cutting back inside here. Not even really a jump cut. It's just kind of smooth there. Smooth little cut back inside right there. Little jab step. And then he's off to 6.
Yeah. On that run specifically, I can see the Arian Foster comp because I feel like that's a perfect Arian Foster run. Like a little upright, like kind of like measured off the line and then hit that burst.
Yeah. Boom. And hit that burst right there and it gets a second level touchdown. Because I don't know if he has, I mean, there is a long running. I don't know what his exact long speed is. Probably like Caleb Johnson, I would say. Probably like he probably tells like a 4.5 or something like that.
Okay.
But he's got some good speed there. All right. Here's I believe this is outside zone right here, right? So this is where you see some pure outside zone, kind of more like wide zone, like how the Raiders run. This is kind of definitely Kubiak style run here. You kind of just see this. He sees it and he just hits it. Like it's no hesitation, which I really like. I mean, you can tell how fast he reads this because as soon as we get the combo block right here with the reach block and then and this block right here from this tackle here, right? You could tell that this is where this hole is going to end up. And you can even see him kind of just, like I said, he does a lot of eye manipulation kind of to get guys to commit, because you see number two thinks he's going outside here. So number 2 is basically kind of trying to rush to this area because he understands that he thinks he's going to come outside here or kind of hit this hole this way. You can kind of see where his vision is, right? But what that does is as soon as number 2 starts to move over to this gap over here, he just cuts back up. Quick cut too. Like it's not even like he didn't lose any speed here. This is what I like. Doesn't lose any speed on this cut. That's why he's perfect for outside zone, because he loses no speed. It's just boom, hits that cut up, gets upfield like that. You might even got a face mask there. This is why I love him for outside zone. This is why, like 5th or 6th round, this is like the perfect pick because he is just perfect for the zone. Like, and if if Ashton Jetty got hurt, might be Raiders fans. So the backup place would have a conversation. So
that's a nice cut.
Just right upfield.
Yeah.
He is 24 years old. I looked it up too. He's pretty old dude.
Gotcha.
So all right, here we go. Next one. Let me get some more inside zone here. Oh, this might be duo actually. Looks like depends on
I think it's duo.
Yeah. This one. Right. So basically a little duo run here. And this is another one, like it's just him just seeing the hole quickly. This is what I'm talking about, him getting skinny in the hole right here. This is a perfect example. And it's another one. You see a linebacker commit here. I guess they're blitzing.
Yeah.
Right. And he shows some pretty good patience here to kind of allow these blocks to develop. And you see this little tiny hole open up, right? I mean, it's not a big hole there, but you see him kind of get skinny in there. So he can get in between the hole right there. And then I guess number 4 thought he's going to score. No, this is the end of the game. I forgot about that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he's closing the game out. So I was like, I don't know why he thought he was going to score.
I was going to say, that's bold. That's bold to make that claim. And that safety has a great chance to make a tackle.
Yeah, man. Right there. Is it? Good play right there. All right. So I believe this is outside zone 2 on this one. Yeah. No, more split inside zone here on this one, but just it's just smooth and decisive, man. I mean, it's basically the theme here. If you're catching the theme, because you get a little more split zone, right? I like his patience too. He's very patient, allows the blocks to develop. I mean, he really trusts his Virginia offensive line, and you can see the setup of everything here. Like I said, you're gonna see this safety 35. He's gonna come down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see his eyes, so he's gonna hold him here, but he also sees this block, right? But this, I believe that's the center right there, getting to the second level. That's
Guard, but
it's
yeah.
a guard right there. Yeah, the guard getting the second level there, and he does a good job of holding this safety down right here, and then he's gonna cut the other way, right? Which make the safety. I mean, he almost gets there. He almost makes a good tackle there. So it's a pretty good play by him, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know who that guy is, but that's a pretty good play, almost, right? But
Yeah.
he hits that hole right there. It's a great play. So
yeah, sets up two guys on that one. Gets a 2 for 1.
Yeah, because him having that eyes on 30, it keeps 34 just over here, just enough.
Just enough,
right?
Yeah, it was a great read.
All right, here's another one here. Leave this one. Where's inside zone here? This one has to be a touchdown.
Damn.
Not too much to break down on this one. I mean, this is just pure him just beasting, because I mean he has 1 and 0 right there in the gap, and he just meets them both with his head down. Boom! Right, just knocks one on the ground. One is done, and then 16 can't. He just shrugs off 16. Look at it, just throw him like a rag doll.
Yeah, not bad for a dude that's 5'10", 199.
Yeah, is that what he's at the combine? 199.
Yeah, that's I got his mock draftable pulled up. Yeah, 5'10", 199.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's called. He's very balanced. He has great balance. So I noticed too. Boom. All right, boom. Just throw that guy off you. Take it to the end zone. Touchdown. It's pretty built for 199 too. I think that has a little bit to do with it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Some more inside zone. Here's another way. Yeah, as they're taking this one out to the races too. There's another touchdown here. This is him just being decisive again. Right, inside zone here. Now he plays a little game here with number 1. Right, sets up that block. I'm telling you that his eyes are great. Like the eye manipulation he does is awesome, and he gets one just to stay in that A gap just enough. Right, just maybe I am, even though this dude's kicking his ass, like he doesn't even worry about that. But he is, so what that perfectly sets up this guard to get to the second level, make that tackle, and then he just breaks the tackle from the safety there. The safety, it's him and the cornerback, right? And that's what you want. You got him and the cornerback. You want him to win this matchup, and he does. He just shrugs that dude off, and that's why I talk about his balance, because he almost trips there. He has great balance, and he regains himself, and he's just gone. All right, just like great decisive run, because I mean, like even getting to this outside here, taking this bounce, seeing it, knowing that you only got you in the corner, breaking that tackle, keeping your balance. It's a great run. All right, so now he gets an outside zone, guys. I'm holding out. It's outside, split outside zone here on this one, and this is another one where he just gets decisive, right? And I love this, because you see him set up number 1 again. Like it's the games he plays with linebackers, right? He sets him up, and then you see was it 73? He kind of, I think he's trying to just rip past this dude, right? So he sees that, but what that does is that gets number 1 still moving this way, right? Flowing with the outside zone flow, and it kind of sets it up, because once he gets him, let me take it back here. All right, he's moving with the flow, and then once he sees him kind of cut back, think he's taking that comeback, it kind of stops the linebacker, and then allows the guard to get up to him. If that's the guard, that might be the center. Yes, the center. Allows the center to get up there. Boom, center just pushing his own dude like that. But what that does is, like I said, it sets it up, and then he's going to cut outside here. Boom. Just look how quick he get that cut. And then you get a pancake right there too. Boom. And just quickly outside, quick burst, and then he just runs through these guys. I mean, this is he's only 200 pounds.
All right. Yeah, his cuts are super quick.
Yeah,
like you're pointing out. Might not be the fastest dude in the world, but he's got some quick cuts. Decisive.
That's why I said that's perfect, man, for the outside zone scheme. And then I like this one too because you get a little more inside zone here, but this is just a quick read. He sees how the slanting of the defensive line here, right? And you get a little bit of a blitz too as well. I mean, it's a full on, basically a run blitz, in my opinion. And he reads it well, and he sees the opening quickly because this is a zone read too. So it's number 10. He has to. He makes a commitment. He makes a commitment towards the quarterback there. He just takes it, and then gets to the second level. It's just quick, decisive run here. Boom. On the zone read, and he's at the second level, and he's gonna make some. He didn't make that guy miss, but
yeah. Nice read.
All right, and then he catches the ball pretty well too. One thing I really like about him is that he makes guys miss in the open field too. So I don't know his total missed tackles. I didn't see that before, but he had 55 just in the run game. But you see him just gonna be running a simple flat route here in the red zone, simple flat, right? He looks at their Duke's playing cover 2. They have it perfectly covered. This is where you're playing cover 2. This is where you want the quarterback to throw the football. But Jamari makes him miss, right? Boom, right there. It just bullies into the end zone. We'll show another side here.
Yeah, again, for how small he is, I feel like he finishes runs pretty well.
Yeah. Because I think he doesn't eat McDonald's. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, like a 6% body fat type of guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying 1-on-1 here, just make that dude miss. Like this is the balance. To kind of get tripped up there and then juke inside and then just push for that touchdown. Big play. And you see another one here as a pass catcher. Like I said, it's like no crazy wheel routes or anything like that, but you see him just catching the ball on the flat here. Right, little Hank concept, I believe this is, and then what he does a good job here, if he's just able to kind of reverse backfield quickly, right, make that dude miss.
Yeah,
boom, reverse quickly right there, get upfield, first down.
Yeah. By the way, I got it pulled up on PFF. 16 missed tackles as a receiver forced. 4 in the championship game alone.
Pretty impressive.
Just as a receiver.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's what I'm talking about. That's why I feel like he's a great third down back too, because I'm going to show a couple blocks here as well. But he catches the ball well, and then he's perfect for like a Mendoza check down, and then he just makes the dude miss. And it's 3rd and 7. Mendoza checks out to him, he gets those yards, and I think that's what you really want from your third down back. You got to have a shifty guy that can block. All right, so here's another one. Where this based on what Duke is doing on defense is exactly what you want him to do here. Right, it kind of sets up like a kind of a wide receiver outlet throw here, but like right here, I mean, this is like perfectly covered, dead to right. So he just shrugs the dude off, gets upfield, right, almost gets the first down.
Yeah, the contact balance to stay upright on that tackle is pretty impressive.
Yeah, man. So he is 24, and that's why I feel like he's going to definitely be like a 5th or 6th round pick for. But day 3, I feel like this man he would be he's a steal. Boom, just makes that block. Basically, just kind of stonewalls that guy. Gives the quarterback plenty of time to get hit, anyways.
Great block for the left tackle. Give up pressure anyway.
Here's another one because I like this one because he sees the game they're gonna do here. Kind of pointing that out, right? You're gonna see a little game here that Cal's gonna do here, and he does a good job of just following it. You see him kind of shuffle his feet. Does a great job of playing this right here. Boom, shuffle his feet, makes it. Not the best block in the world. It still looks like a linebacker. He kind of gets shoved, but that's good. Because if he's not there on time, then the quarterback's getting busted up. So, yeah, I think Taylor's pretty impressive guy, man. I like it's the age and things like that is why I feel like he's going to be like a 6th round pick. Maybe even 7th, to be honest. So I think that he's one of those guys you could steal And then we talk about how running backs are undervalued because he are overvalued and to pay a Ashton because he comes out here and he might be pretty good. He's a perfect fit for that system, right? He is, and he blocks and he catches the football. And I think he's the type of guy who could spell Genty because he is an older back, and you're not really expecting to be that superstar back anyways because he is an older player.
Yeah. And I think the last part you pointed out was like it was a huge thing for the Raiders specifically. Like, yeah, if you're looking for him to be your lead back, like, yeah, it's not the guy you necessarily want to target, especially given his age. But with where the Raiders are at, already having Genty, like I think you can afford to draft someone that's on the older side because you're not really worried about the second contract. If all goes to plan, Ashton Genty's the guy you're giving the second contract to, not whoever they draft this year. So it seems like it'd be a good fit. And again, if he's available that late and as a late day 3 pick, why not take a flyer on him type of deal, especially if they can address the other positions and gets a few more starters in the first 1 to 3, 4 rounds.
Yeah, for sure, dude. All right, guys. So we are out of here. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. I'm gonna do some Kirk Cousins for members here pretty soon. So look out for that. That'll probably be dropping probably tomorrow or Thursday morning. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll be back with Friday Night Live on Friday and then doing some more draft shows this weekend. All right. So we are out of here, guys. Peace.